Hi everybody and welcome to the Insomnia Running Club podcast. I'm your host Mark Gallagher. Thank you for joining me in what has been one of the most normal yet weirdest weeks of my life ever. We are of course talking about lockdown mode. We all heard last week Boris was on the TV telling us all that we had to stay in, self-isolate ourselves, stay away from our workplaces unless you're an essential key worker, and obviously stay inside. Granted, one form of exercise a day, allowed out for necessities, but otherwise stay inside with your family in your home, which has brought upon so much to talk about, and it really has become a strange thing and developing thing. Not even a full week into it yet, 5 days into it, and it feels like a lifetime. But it has brought about so much to talk about. First of which, on the running front, I have no idea what is going on with my body this week. My body feels like it is actually falling apart. In the middle of the night, the other night, I had to get up. I was in excruciating pain with my knee. Even the weight of the duvet lifting my leg off the base of the bed, it was excruciating. I was nearly in tears sleeping. I woke up the next day and it was totally fine. To the point where I was like, what on earth happened? How could I be so sore in the middle of the night? I have had other aches and pains. I've had my neck seized up on me one day. I have had my ankles being sore. One of my feet feels like it's broken, and it's definitely not broken. I have no idea what's going on. So my body is quite literally falling apart, yet my head is telling me to go out and try conquer 24-hour races in my own back garden. I'm genuinely all over the place. I managed to get running done this week, and I focused a lot more on some strength conditioning, some core stuff, and just strengthening my legs, which could result in why I'm so sore, but maybe not to the extent. I can't put my finger on it. I cannot put my finger on it. Phantom pains in my legs. I just can't get my head around it. Please let me know if you ever get the same thing yourselves. It's a weird one. My wife thought I'd actually lost my mind. It was up in the middle of the night. I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a trip to the bathroom just to see even if my leg was still attached. The bottom of my leg was still attached to my knee. It was awful. It was really really painful. But that was one of the things. Like I say, I've worked a lot on core exercises, just doing whatever I can. The thought that more time off meant that I was going to get more time running, that has soon went out the window. I have 2 young kids, and they need so much attention. It's unbelievable. They're the past day, today especially, they couldn't even look at each other. They've obviously looked at each other. They've maybe been on lockdown since school finished over a week ago, and it's definitely showing there's a few cuckoo birds floating around their heads. Like they've lost it. They have lost it. Well, at least today they've lost it. Like I say, they couldn't look at each other, couldn't be in the same room as each other, couldn't talk to each other. Apart from a brief half hour where they ran around the hall mental, but there was blissful mentalness in that they weren't killing each other, they were playing together. So the kids, they're not coping with it too. Up until now they haven't coped with it too well, so I'm hoping an extra hour in bed and some more structure tomorrow will help out. Back to school tomorrow. Hopefully they can get their heads together and make it a bit more peaceful and start enjoying each other's company that little bit more. Hopefully, here's hoping. But the extra time off, the complete time off, it has definitely sparked some creativity in me. In that I have my mind's been going mental, whereas it would otherwise be spent chasing down leads, following up on bits and pieces of work, selling cars to customers, worrying about getting cars out to customers, worrying about things that need to get done for cars. That has just literally stopped. Flick of a switch. By email, corresponding with some customers, but it takes little to no time. There's nothing there I can actually be doing to sell cars. So my creativity or my thoughts have been going elsewhere. Thoughts about what I would like to do with the running club community, thoughts that I would like to do with even hosting things like a race or an event, and taking this opportunity to maybe do something a bit out of the box and to help people, and something that could happen for a long time. So pretty much I went for a run the other day, and I was going, okay, so we're doing the podcast. That's great. I hope you enjoy it. We're doing bits and pieces on social media, and we're giving hopefully a bit of encouragement, talking people through a few things and things. We're doing an okay job. To be honest, we're not really getting great results doing an okay job. So what I want to do, I want this to be big. I want this to be massive, on par with Runner's World, triathlon.com, triathlon magazine, you name it. You name a big social what on earth is that's making that noise? A big social platform that people can get involved in, the big community. We want that is what we want. And in order to do that, if we want to do an amazing job, we have to do outstanding amounts of work. So I've been getting bits and pieces down on paper, a load of stuff flying around my head. I'll remind you even just about a bit of a story as the how this has sort of come about. I'm sorry, something is rattling in the background here and it's driving me demented. Hold on, I know what it is. Sorry. It was the fan in the background going crazy. Sorry about that. So, so a bit of a story on how it all came to be, Running Insomnia, and why we feel it's important to have the social aspect of it. Just over a year ago, I was doing my thing, working, not really paying too much attention to my health. It wasn't even a secondary thought. It just wasn't a thought at all. Going from a place where I was super fit and super athletic and in shape, I was a million miles away from it, and it wasn't really on my radar. And I just had this bolt from the blue one day where I just wasn't feeling great, wasn't feeling healthy. Say I was playing with my kids and was running up and down the stairs, and I actually thought that I was going to keel over and have a heart attack at 30 years of age. It was grim. It was poor. Looked at myself, had man boobs. I think I was kidding myself that it was a 36 waist. I was bigger than a 36 waist. I was a 36 waist with the stretchy material in them. So my arse was bursting out of everything. Like, really and truly, I was in a bad way. Wasn't in great shape. And yeah, just had a long, hard look at myself and went, this isn't right. So got my running shoes on, got out running. Then because of the type of person I am, I have to have a goal to work to. So I needed something something big, something really, really big, something that was scary, that there was a possibility I could feel with it. So an Ironman seemed the most scary thing that I could do. So I literally got stuck into it, slowly but surely built up the distances. Now, my story wasn't to become, a centerfold body. It wasn't that. It wasn't to be a Men's Health, six-pack abs, super strong body. That was never the thing. It was health. It was vitality. It was energy. Was my thing. That I wanted, and I thought this would give me the most amount of vitality. Partly because there was so many things that were new, so many new experiences to be had, so many things I needed to learn. And it was just so far removed even from whenever I was fit, as to what I was doing. So this had nothing to do with a body. This was just to do with health. And slowly but surely the miles kept creeping up, fitness kept creeping up. As a result of that, I did lose a hell of a lot of weight, and I did get myself into super shape. But like I say, that wasn't the important thing. But along the way with it, what I did find was that sense of community that really, really helps you out and gets you to that place you need to be. So we started running in a group. I was swimming with a work colleague of mine, and he was helping me out big time with regards to swimming. He was a fantastic swimmer and a fantastic swimming coach. He still is, and he was helping me out big time. And just through people that I worked with, was talking to him about the bike and just all the bits. It was just a community, we had all these people having conversations with them about things and getting involved. And it was just fantastic. It was life-changing. And that's what we kind of want to recreate with the running club. We want to share it. This isn't a community or a running club for the elite of the elite, I don't think I'll get there, and I don't actually have any intentions of ever wanting to be there. And that's not what I'm involved in this for. This is literally, I want, if I can, to spur on Joe Public, who wants to do a massive change and get himself back into shape and get himself healthy, and not only that, get himself fired up, full of vitality, full of energy, full of life, and through stories of other people who went and done it, stories of people who are going and doing these things, everyday people, not sponsored athletes, not superstars, not celebrities, Joe Soap and Bobby Joe and Jim McMahon, whoever it may be, everyday people can go out and do this. I'm an everyday person, and I can go out and do it. Within a year, you can go out and do it. So yeah, that's why that was an extraordinary effort for me to get there and to get an amazing result. But if I want the best result to do this community, I'm really going to have to up the workload, is what I've been thinking to myself this week. So yeah, massive amount of effort needing put in there. And I've thought about all different ideas. This isn't a money-making venture. There's other ways, I suppose, that I can go and make money. This is purely to pass on a bit of knowledge of my experience. I would like to think my experience is slightly different than that of a professional athlete or that of someone who is competing, because I'm not competing at this. I'm taking part in this, and I am getting medals for taking part, so I don't have any shame in saying that. I'm in it for the experience, not for the racing. We definitely have more passion about this than we do expertise. So what I was even thinking about is trying to maybe even get something out there online, a how-to of how you go about being super unfit to running an Ironman or running a marathon. I'm currently still working toward that 100-mile race. At this point, whether it is this year or whether it's next year, who knows? I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to get there. It's a goal of mine, and it has to be met, has to be got. So yeah, there's that. There's the community that we need to make big. I'm thinking about getting some sort of online book or how-to out there on how you would go about doing such a massive achievement. I'm even thinking, now this might stir up some hostility, but it's coming from a good place. I'm even thinking about trying, in this 3 weeks of lockdown, picking one day where I live in a place called Mollusk, and doing like a race, whether that be the weirdest race ever, the weirdest race where really you're the first person that turns up at the start line, and really you'll not be within 2 meters of anyone else throughout this race. And if you want to talk to someone for any length of time, you have to you have to shout it at them from afar. I was thinking about doing like a locked course, whether it be like a 12-hour challenge or 6-hour challenge round where we are, and the aid station is your own front door, because you can't take anything from anyone else. You cannot be in any groups. You can't be out of a group at a starting line. So it's like an honesty race, which we'll see how that goes, whether people can stay honest and tell you the amount of laps that they've done or how long they're in it for. Or I was even thinking of doing the equivalent of the Mollusk Barkley. Not that we have hills and thorny bushes to run around. Well, there's hills, I suppose, but not so much thorny bushes or backcountry really to run through, and you're not running from a prison. But I was almost thinking about adopting the idea of the selecting pages from books as a dibber on the course, at the plot your way around it. I've also, like I say, this has really sparked so much creativity in my head. I think it's a good time to do it. I'm not really focusing on anything else, so why the hell not just go and do it? Yeah. So there's a lot of red tape with that. Obviously you need to stay within the government guidelines for doing such an event. Can't be in groups, can't touch anyone, can't present anyone with a medal, can't give anybody a bottle of water, can't give anybody aid assistance. So I really don't know how it would be done, if it can be done, but I'm certainly going to explore it anyway, and see how we go. The other observation from this week, I don't know if anybody else has been out there running and experienced this, but this has to be one of the strangest things this week, is everybody else you meet, whether they're out walking their child, they're out with their family, they are running themselves, they're on their bike, everybody else bar yourself is infected with COVID-19, because people will literally run to the opposite end of the street to not be in contact with someone. It's obviously what the government want. You don't need to 2 meters apart, but the fear is real. The fear is out there. Anytime I've went for a run, I feel like near running in the middle, the white yellow lines or white dotted lines in the middle of the road, to get away from anybody that's out there, because it's mental, the mind game, and you're coming close to these people and you're going, oh, we're getting close, are they going to move? Am I going to move? Am I going to go on the inside? Are they going to go on the outside? Oh, what's going to happen? And then you just run in the middle of the road, nearly getting squished by a car that's coming. And really, the amount of traffic hasn't eased up. The amount of cars that's on the road is unbelievable. But yes, there's another observation from this week. Everybody else out there is infected, bar myself. And pretty much, day on day, it's funny how you get out of one routine and then you quickly adapt another routine, or maybe it's just me, but every day has pretty much been the same way. It's involved getting up, exercising, whether it be running, whether it be strength conditioning, doing something, some form of exercise, then followed by a lot of eating, and then in the evening it's generally consumed with drinking wine, which hasn't been great so far. Well, I've enjoyed it very, very much, but whether the training plan thinks it's great is another thing. But yeah, I suppose that's it. It's a strange time, and it's the only thing I can do from stopping myself from going and seeing is to exercise daily. The amount of good food that's been coming out of our kitchen is unbelievable, unreal. Like there was tonight, my wife made these beautiful Portuguese bread rolls from scratch, and they were just like we would get when we go on holiday in a place called Praia de Luz. And they were amazing. They were out of this world. She made peri peri chicken with it. She made homemade chips with peri peri salt. It was kind of like a mixture between going to Portugal and going to Nando's restaurant. It was amazing. Plus, we did have some contraband ribs that were passed over the fence from my neighbour. They just so happened to have a smoker, and they must have put 2 pigs worth of ribs in there. Because the portion that I got and was described as, do you want a couple of these? It would have choked a donkey, and man, they were immense. Just to set the tone. They even sent a message to say, don't worry, they're not burnt, it's just black with smoke. And it was. But oh my god, see the fatty, juicy in between the gristly bits that just fall apart. Oh man, there they were, immense, with some bird's eye barbecue sauce on there. Holy mother of god, it was amazing. It was fantastic. As well as that, the other night we made our own pizza. Now we have a wood-fired oven out our back, and it was stoked up for 3 hours, playing with the kids in the back garden, keeping an eye on the fire, getting it super, super, super hot, and we were just churning out pizzas out of that. There was a couple of pizzas went over the fence, or sorry, a pizza went over the fence to my neighbours. Yeah, there was garlic cheesy dough balls, there was pepperoni pizza, there was what was the other one? Smoked bacon pizza with red onion. Oh my god, it was immense. So I have had very, very well on lockdown. It's been amazing. I might come out of this as stone heavier, an alcoholic, and I don't know, phantom pains in my body, but who cares? We're dealing with it, and this is it, day by day. We're going for it. We're making the best out of it. Like I said on my last podcast, for my family and for my kids, I want to try and make this as positive an experience as possible. And it's also, it makes you think what wasted things you're doing whenever you have everything else open to you. Now, I'm not saying that going to a restaurant is a bad thing, but my god, I tell you what I can do whenever I'm free to invite people around to my house again, and whenever I'm free to give someone a hug again, and to have them in my home, and to have conversation with them within a seat away from me. I'm gonna have people up every weekend, I think, because I love it, and I miss it so much. And why would I want to go to a restaurant when I can invite people up to my house and I can cook them that amazing pizza? Or I could say to my neighbour, here, what's the chances of knocking us up a ton of them ribs, and come on over, and we'll drink a shit ton of beer, we'll put the whole world right, we'll even do a drunken podcast, whatever you want. You know, what is really stopping you from doing these things? You know, you get into this way of I don't know, it's just better to go out and have someone cook it. Oh my god, I can't wait I can't wait to spend more time in my house, but to have more people over, and just be with people and get their stories, get their chat, rake about the place, and just have fun with people again. You know, as a family, we're doing so many great things. We're on a family WhatsApp group, and everybody's on there putting in their pennies worth, having a bit of crack and a bit of chat. But it doesn't half make you miss them. You know, it doesn't half make you miss them, seeing them face to face, and just engaging with them. These are people you love and you want to see, and you do miss them. You miss them big time. So yeah, there's so many wasted things I think I'm doing in normal life, not lockdown life. So many wasted, silly activities. Whenever, you know, actually simplifying things right down to, you wake up and what do you do with your time until you go to sleep again. So many creative things you can do. You know, this week we've been teaching the kids from home as well, and I've actually really enjoyed it. You know, I done it for 2 days, and then my wife done it for 2 days, and then we sort of split it the other day. And you know, it's actually really, really fun, and the two of them, they've really got into it, and you know, gives them some structure. It gives them their day to day. But it's amazing to actually teach your kids something. You know, to be a big part of their lives, and you know, I think going forward, you know, we might even try do a wee bit more of it. You know, not torture them with homeschooling, but just do that wee bit more where it's structured and fun, and try to teach them a little bit more. You know, so yeah, there's been so many positives have come out of this week as well. The other thing which I've been so conscious of this week is I've just turned off the news. I have not wanted to hear the negativity, and again, I'm not being insensitive. People are dying out there, and this is a monster. This thing that's out there. But it's my choice. I have chose not to bog myself down with negativity, for the reason being, I can't bring it into the house, because if I bring it into the house, it reflects on everybody else, and it's no good. And for me this week, I've definitely found not listening to it, trying to have positive things in my ears, spending time with my family whenever I am stressed, going out for my run or my exercise, and then coming back a better person, more creative person. That has definitely worked for me so far. So that is pretty much where I'm at with week one. Going forward, week two, I think what I'm missing is that bit more structure. I think I have that is the one thing that I'm missing. I do think I work better with a bit of structure. So I think this week, although my wife might actually murder me, I could well just get up early, unnecessarily early, and go for my morning run. And I might even just try to do more miles, just clock up, might even try to do 10 mile a day every day this week. But just get up early, just get it done, and see how we go. I mean, that would be a big week, really. You know, if we can get that done, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so see how that goes. Yeah, 70-mile week wouldn't be a bad week, you know, especially after coming from phantom pains in my legs to doing 70-mile week. So we'll see how that goes. That's actually going to be more manageable, because for me to go out and do a long run, say a 30-mile run, you know, and that takes up 5 hours of my day. It's not only that, I can't really, now the new rules being introduced where you can go no further than 2 miles from your 2-mile radius from your home. I could clock up a 10-mile run within 2-mile radius from my home. And yeah, it's a bit of a loop, but it's not going to be as tedious a loop as if I went for a 35-mile run. So yeah, that could be the way of it this week, just to give myself a bit more structure. Yeah, definitely that's the one thing, and I might actually allocate some time aside for doing work, for my creative work. You know, even after I come back from a room and my creative thoughts have been in my head, I think I'll sit down, get them on paper, try get a book done, try get a government friendly endurance race around where I live done. Try promote the Instagram and Facebook site that bit more. So yeah, creativity and a bit of structure might just help me this week. But all in all, I've tried to make this week that bit more positive and take as much good things out of it. So I've been well fed, I've been well rested, I've spent good quality time with the kids, spent quality time with my wife, I've exercised, I've tried new things, I've tried to be creative. So there's so many good things that have happened, and I've blocked out the negativity. And I'll definitely be bringing that forward in the next week. Absolutely, because yeah, this could be a long slog with all this, and this is the new normal for the time being. So yeah, I think that's really all we can do in this lockdown phase. But listen, I would really genuinely love to hear some stories of how other people are getting on, to see if there's anybody out there absolutely crushing lockdown to pieces. I would love to hear that. That would make my week. But yeah, if you can send it through to the blog, Run Insomnia, at Run Insomnia on Instagram, or if you can send it through to Facebook at Run Insomnia, or runinsomnia.com, our website. We're doing a bit of work on that as well. It's up and it's live. If you check it out, you'll see there's not an awful lot of stuff on there at this moment in time, but again, we're taking this downtime to try and get a bit of stuff on there, and to make this a big community. So please get involved. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to make this community grow. But hopefully you've enjoyed listening to me this evening. Like I say, I'm going to try to get a bit more done over the next wee while with this. Have a bit of fun with it and a bit of crack. And yes, spread a bit more positivity and a bit of inspiration out there. So listen, thank you very much for listening to me. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Look after yourself. Stay safe. Keep going at it. Just keep hammering on. Keep plowing away. Keep going. Just keep going. The goals are still there. Keep them lit. Just keep moving forward. Forward. And we're going to get through it, folks. All right. Listen, thanks again. All the best. Bye.